They say knowledge is power, but you need the wisdom to understand what this actually means. Welcome to the Decoding Health Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Urban A. Kiernan. Each week, we will share the stage with renowned experts as we dismantle the black box of knowledge and unravel the complexities of science and its practical applications in our daily life. This show is committed to illuminating topics ranging from personal health and wellness to cutting-edge biopharmaceutical advancements and beyond. Let's get started. Welcome back, Decoding Health family. Really excited to bring this brief episode to you where we're talking about some of the risks, concerns, and science around the GLP-1 Receptor Agonist drugs that are out there. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Urban A. Kiernan, PhD, drug innovator here in Arizona. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you are enjoying our content, because we've got a ton of it out there, action-packed, and hopefully you guys are finding some of this stuff very, very interesting to make you have the best life possible. So again, GLP-1 receptor agonists, that's a whole group of drugs that are basically taking the type 2 diabetes and more specifically the weight loss industry by storm. The big names would be the Wegovy and the ZepBound by Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly, respectively, on that one. And they're expecting this entire class of drugs to have a combined market cap by 2030 of $50 billion. So, this is something that I've, talked about it repeatedly on the show. They're not going to go away. And they are pretty profound when it comes to a weight loss standpoint, purely from the labels of Wegovy and ZepBound for weight loss and the treatment of obesity. Now, one of the very interesting things or troubling things when it comes to these drugs is the rebound that goes off of that. And, most people would sit there and kind of trivialize exactly what's happening with that, simply because, like, if you go on most diets and then you go off, most people have this yo-yo effect when they turn around and rebound off of it. Now, what they're finding in the use of these drugs when people come off of them and they rebound, the rebound is significantly worse than what they're originally expecting. Well, simple question as to why. And it actually comes down to some of the known biology around this class of therapeutics. So back in around 2010-ish into 2012, this is before Ozempic and Mounjaro were actually products that were available in the market. That's your semaglutide and your tirzepatide that are currently out there. There was an earlier version of this purely for type 2 diabetes. Brand name was called Victoza. The generic name is liraglutide. Sorry for stumbling on that one, but as you can see by these names, they're kind of funky. One of the selling points that they were talking about in the leading into the potential of weight loss on this is they were noticing that there was a redistribution of fat in the people who were taking the drugs. Long story short with that, it was because people were developing more fat cells, which is otherwise known as hyperplasia. And that was allowing for fat distribution to take place in other parts of the body. And they were viewing that as a very, very positive thing. But there's a unique caveat with this. If you're ready to enhance your wellness with personalized care designed to optimize performance, look no further than Foresight Chiropractic. Utilizing state-of-the-art gentle and non-invasive techniques, Dr. Lavender and his dedicated team are here to help you recover quickly, feel your best, and reach new heights in your performance. Visit them at foresightchiropractic.com and don't forget to mention the Decoding Health Podcast when you book your appointment to receive a free consultation and special discount on a nervous system exam. Once again, that's foresightchiropractic.com. Did you know that when you exit puberty, the number of fat cells that you have is the number of fat cells that you will die with? So your body, as an adult, your body no longer creates more fat cells or adipose cells in order to support life. All it is those numbers of cells. Either they just get bigger or smaller in response to dietary stimuli. Now, with that said, unless you had something like liposuction where they actually go in and suck the fat out of you, you're stuck with that particular number. When we start talking about something like hyperplasia, you're actually causing those fat cells to divide. So there's more fat cells to begin with, or than what you started off with. And this is the reason why that rebound is becoming so intense, is now you've got more fat storage units to be able to go and do into that expansion process. So this is something that people need to be very, very aware of, that just by the nature of these medications and a lot of these rebound studies, they're showing them in rodents, and the significance of these preclinical, these animal studies, and the amount of adipose tissue, that is the number of adipose cells pre and post supporting this negative rebound effect, is actually quite astonishing. So again, whatever you decide to do as an adult, you decide to do, but be warned that if your behaviors, diet and exercise, do not improve as a part of that weight loss journey, and you are solely expecting the drug to do the heavy lifting of this, the moment you go off that drug and you do the rebound, whatever the reason be for going off of that drug, you have more new fat cells, or more fat cells in your body than you had prior to going into this endeavor. So again, those things, they grow and they expand, they expand and they contract, depending upon what your biological needs are. You need to be aware that the more fat cells you have, there's more of those little bad boys to expand and add to the tummy, or even worse, the visceral tissue around your organs, which is a strong contributor to the development of disease. So again, if you have any comments, questions, this is a heavy topic, go and drop them down in the comments. More than happy to come back and have somebody get back to you regarding those specific information points. And again, if there's any other information that you want shared on this topic, please go and leave that in the comments as well, and we'll do a specific episode on that. All right, until next time, peace.